Scale, exit, repeat. We start with a spark, a whisper, a dream. While others are sleeping, we're building our team. They say it won't work, we've heard it before, but we're kicking more. Sleepless nights, coffee stains, losing it all and trying again. We've failed 100 times or more, but that's what makes our spirit soar. We are entrepreneurs, we stand unshaken, bold with a vision, the world not forsaken. Laughed at, doubted, called insane, still ye ride through fire and pain. We build, we break, we rise once more, changing lives and opening doors. We are the fighters, the doers, the few. We are entrepreneurs. All right, there we are. We are entrepreneurs. So we're filming right now, and yeah, we're filming. Okay, fine. And did you guys all catch that music, or was that on mute too, or no? Michelle?
We
Yeah,
totally
heard that.
heard it. We got it. Yeah. We're we're
Yeah, it's
we're
interesting
there.
the
We're there.
lyrics of that song, eh? Like there's a Canadian coming in. The lyrics of the song were really all about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and the fight and the failure and the 100 times you fail and we keep going. And that's who we are. That's right. That's who we are. That's who we are. We are entrepreneurs. We keep doing it. Today we're talking about the AI business plan or the first sticky note business plan or both. Something that weirdly is the most popular article on Forbes today. Never thought that would be the case, Mimi, eh? Like that we would have more views on the four sticky note business plan than any other article ever published on Forbes, which is strange to me because we did some pretty cool articles on Forbes around AI and this, that, and the other. But today we're talking about the AI business plan, the four sticky note business plan, and can you actually use AI to help launch your startup? I think that's really the core of the question. If you're in the audience and you want to come on stage, please raise your hand. We really do enjoy having people on stage. This is not just a Clubhouse show. We do obviously Clubhouse, we do the Clubhouse playbacks, and then we also post this on YouTube and on podcast. So you've got about 1,000, 2,000 people who are going to listen to the show. And often we don't talk about the podcast part. We're like in the moment when it's a live Clubhouse show and it's a live show and live people on stage, and that's okay. But the reality is, if you're listening to the podcast, you can come join us every Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern, and join us on stage. By the way, you want to be successful? Do you want to really be successful? You want to build wealth? Do you really want to create wealth for yourself? Then come join us. Be part of the action. Sitting there watching Netflix or even in the audience just listening to the show, it's great. If you could join us on stage and you can be part of the show and you can learn and we can learn about your startup and you can share about your startup and you can actually and you can ac- and actually tell us about what you're doing, we can help you. And that's what we're here to. It's all about. It's free. Nothing. It costs nothing. Startup.club costs zero. The website, zero. The email list that you get the email that you get every month from Startup Club, zero. And by the way, it's phenomenal. It's one of the top rated emails of all time because what we do is we provide incredible, I call it a masterclass of an idea every month on an email. And it's free. Mimi doesn't charge. No, we don't charge anything. Kyle doesn't charge. Michelle doesn't charge. No one charges anything. Everything's free. But what we do is we're here to help you. We're here to help you become very successful and crack the code of what it takes to become a successful entrepreneur. I know we got a number of people coming up on stage right now. Michelle, the AI business plan. Can you actually build a business? That's a great question. Based on AI.
When you say based on AI, I'm trying to understand what you mean by based on
Well, what I
AI.
mean, like, it's
I
really
feel like,
about can you
yeah.
use AI to create a formula to make millions? We all want to make millions, right? We all
All
want
right,
to make
all
money,
right,
right? Or
all
even
right.
hundreds of
So
thousands, whatever you call it.
let's break it
Could you
down.
use AI to help you make millions of dollars just by simply
Okay.
interacting with it?
So I'm going to put it into my own context. There's a formula. This is what you've advocated, Colin, in your book, Start, Skill, Exit, Repeat, is there is a formula. Is there a formula? Do you believe that there is a formula, Colin, for making money?
Absolutely.
Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Stop there. Okay. So if there is a formula, then I'm going to say that we can do prompts and interact with the sentient being, whatever it might be called AI, to help us get there faster. I remember, Colin, I know you look at me, you guys think, oh God, she looks so young. I, I'm going to tell you guys, when I was like in elementary school, early elementary school, I did my research papers using an encyclopedia. I know it sounds crazy, but I did. So it really is like how
How do
to
you spell
use.
that? Encyclopedia?
Yeah, encyclopedias. I used them when I was at the whatever younger elementary school.
Got it. Yeah.
So if you believe that the formula is the same, which I do, and the tools are different, and the tools are evolving, and even better, I'm going to say, to me, in my experience, how do you really make AI work for you? That you can question it, if you can challenge it, if you can decompose what it's doing and ask better questions, meaning the prompts, then I'm going to say, yeah, we can get there faster. But I still think, I don't think it, I actually know it. You still need to be that person. You're still the operator. You could just get there faster. You don't need an encyclopedia. I remember my first computer. I know you guys are now thinking I'm really old. I it was the Texas Instrument, no, Radio Shack, and I
No, it's actually,
basically,
yeah. We had the seven four Clay Sinclair in
yeah,
1976. I was 7 years
I
old when the computer came to the home.
for me it was very early '80s, and I just because you had very technical brothers like Bill. But I remember thinking, okay, all right. Oh my gosh, you mean like I could put my whole term paper? I was in college first year, thinking, okay, I could put my whole research paper in this, and then I won't have to retype it when I make mistakes because I don't know if you guys know this. Like it used to be like there'd be a penalty if you had corrections and you'd have to retype your old paper. I was a horrible typer, horrible. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use it like a word processor. There was no such word as that, but that's basically what I was doing. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I could get on there and see like all this other research. I don't have to go to the library. I don't have encyclopedias, et cetera, et cetera. So I would argue it's the tools that have improved things, Colin, that has shortened our.
What I like where you're going with this, Michelle, is it's all about acceleration, right? So you're saying with AI, we can accelerate our entrepreneurial journey. We can accelerate our startup journey. And I think that is pretty cool. And how we do that, we should talk about like how we actually make. Can you actually type into here, Michelle? I know Gaurav, just give us a minute here, okay? And we got a few other people on stage as well, but just give us a minute. Michelle, can you actually type into an AI, make me $1 million or no?
Of course, you can do that. Are you going to get good information? Probably not.
So it
Because
won't
guess,
make you $1 million. It won't like just go make you a
yeah,
million
right.
dollars.
Yeah, because it's
We're getting
that's like,
close. We're getting pretty close.
yeah, but I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You still have to execute things, and it is not going to literally make you, I'm being very literal here, going to make you $1 million. It's going to give you a quote
So y-
plan, Colin. It's going to give
yeah,
you a plan. What are you going to do with that?
there's a
It's not going to do
famous
it
saying in
for
the
you.
book. There's a famous saying in my book that says you can never outsource the entrepreneur. That the entrepreneur is always the entrepreneur, and the AI will never be the entrepreneur. And maybe that's one of the last jobs that'll be ever left is the entrepreneur. Lawyers, programmers, everybody might lose their jobs, but there'll be one left. It's called the entrepreneur. All right, Gaurav, we got you on stage there, and you might have a comment about how to create your business using AI. And by the way, we're going to touch upon the four sticky note business plan in a minute. But Gaurav, we'd love to hear from you. You're next up.
Hi, Colin. Hi, everyone here. This is quite an interesting topic. I've been working on these AI workshops lately, which I organize on my platform. It's a AI-based edtech platform, I would say. So what I have realized is that within last 5 months, I have utilized AI to its extent, wherein I have defined a problem, which I learned by experimenting, engaging, building a AI core to it, where we are building AI teachers, and then defining the revenue model that can we have a tiered pricing? Can we have multiple packages pricing? So earlier, what used to happen is that you have to plan a pricing strategy. Now you don't have to do that. AI can do it for you, right?
Yeah, but can
And
it help
then,
you make millions? Can it help you launch a
it
business?
it is.
Can you tell
Yeah,
us
yeah,
how?
absolutely.
Tell us how we can do that.
So with EdTech, I was trying to go through a model where I was asking people to join in through different social media channels. So what I did was that I created a bot which is generating content and is posting on LinkedIn, through which I'm able to connect with people who are interested in course professionals. Now, what I did was that this is not helping me to generate business. So what I can do is I can define a outreach campaign with institutions. So what I did was I scrapped the data of institutions from different places and sorted it in the AI. And then I built a model which automatically sending emailers, first emailer, if somebody hasn't reverted me after 3, 4 days, it's again emailer going as a second one. And if someone has reverted, we are connecting them through WhatsApp. And it's happening all through a AI agent basically. So that is how it has increased my outreach program, and I have been connecting with a lot of institutions in that way. So one piece is solved, that is reaching out and marketing. The second piece is how you enable them or how you onboard these people on your platform. So for that, you have another AI agent which is helping us. So I'm creating that, which will help us to guide people from different sections and fill their information.
Yeah.
So this is how the AI implication or the AI application can actually build your businesses. We haven't reached $1 million, that is for sure. But yeah, we are looking forward for that in the next 6 months. So that is how I have done it for my startup. And yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
market
All
is
right.
really big.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Thank you. Let's move on to
thanks.
Kevin. Kevin, I know you're on stage there. Thank you. And you, this is a second or third time you've been on our show. Appreciate that.
Nice to see and hear from you, Colin, as always, and Michelle. And yeah, at Plautos, our startup, we deal with AI. People, they present the best papers from the best institutions, everything you can think of, Harvard, Caltech, and industry. So yes, I hear about lots of this a lot. So for instance, you talk about millions, but AI-driven health tech startups has raised billions recently.
You're right. Yeah.
And one interesting aspect right now is investors are favoring startups with clear real world traction over speculative plays, like particularly in enterprise and vertical sectors. So that's an interesting solid state that you can mash your teeth into. But also, you guys were speaking about computers before, and yeah, at a TI Texas Instruments growing up, 99,
Yeah, that was
and then,
me.
yeah, Michelle, yeah, that's right. Yeah, then I was assistant manager at Radio Shack. I heard you bring up Radio Shack, and our line was
Oh, I
Tandy.
love
Tandy.
Radio Shack. I love Radio Shack.
Yeah,
It's
we
one
had
of my
Tandy.
favorite shops to go to when I was young. Like I was just, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
But
remember Tandy computers?
look,
That's
That's what
what
we.
okay,
it
buddy,
was.
I
I
had a
couldn't
Sinclair
remember
when
the
I was
name.
7 years old. I had a Sinclair 4K Sinclair.
That's
I
what
had the
I had.
Tandy. I had
I had
a
the Tandy.
Commodore 64. I had it all. But whatever.
Awesome.
TRS-80. Yeah, we're going back now. But let's keep on focus. Let's keep on focus because we want to talk about what is it that you can use AI to help you become successful and create a business plan that can make you millions. That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah,
And
there's
how has it helped you,
oh,
like
good.
specifically you?
Oh yeah,
How's
yeah.
that how's that helped you become successful as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, it's mainly because our startup is all about AI, and we only invite the best. So yeah, ours could be a little more of an outlier in those terms. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna fib. So that's how, for me personally, yes, that's how it's worked. But
And I am shocked at how successful, like how AI can actually help you come up with different ideas. And so one of the things that we've been working on, Michelle and I, very recently is ads for paw.com. Paw.com is a company that we own here in the incubator. You probably heard about this if you've been listening to the show, but we're very into like how can we use AI to create ads that stop the scroll and and obviously make millions of dollars for the company or whatever. And so we've been really into that recently, and we've had a lot of success. Let me tell you, like the AI right now, the generation of video is incredible. It is really performing very well. I know we've got Nate down there, and Nate, just give me 1 minute. But we let me tell you, like it's been performing. So the topic is really about how do you create can you pop in a query into AI and say, make me $1 million and create a business plan for that? And can you do that? And the answer is probably yes. The outcome is probably that's too extreme and too hard for me to do. I actually was listening to a podcast a few months ago, and I asked a friend who I'm driving to the west coast of Florida, and I asked a friend, and I said, because we listened to a podcast about this guy Brian Johnson, blah blah blah, and you probably all know who he is. He's like this health nut, and I said, would you ever, if an AI told you could live to 100 years old, and all you had to do is listen to the AI, would you do it? And that's the same as this business plan AI. If you had the opportunity to simply say, I want to make $1 million, and the AI could tell you to do everything, every single fucking step, every step, would you do it? And I'm going out on a limb here and saying that most people wouldn't do it. But that being said, there is an AI for everyone, and I actually really believe that AI can help you with your business plan too. That which we're falling off track here a little bit. I know Nate, you're on stage right now. We'd love to hear from you too, Nate, and about this topic. Go ahead, Nate. We're not hearing you unless I got a problem with my voice, my system here. But Nate, I can hear you're off mute and trying to talk, but can't hear you. No, Michelle, can you hear Nate or no? Or
No,
Mimi?
I can't hear anyone except for you.
Yeah. Okay. So
Nate,
sorry, you're just
Nate,
not. Some reason
you're
we're
How
not. You're
about
not.
now?
You're on the screen
Hello.
and you look like.
How about now?
Go
Is
ahead.
that good?
Oh yeah, yeah. We got you now. We got you now.
Oh man. So I had to mute and unmute and then it worked. I was saying a great room. It's good to be here. I just saw your pop up, the room pop up, and I said, "Oh, let me just jump in." And great subject. I think I have a tool that not a tool, but it's a concept that I'll be sharing with you guys that might be able to help answer your question about can you use AI to for your startup and also to help you be successful in your business. There's a method that I don't know if anybody heard of it before. The name is Be Mad method, and let me break down what it means. It's a breakthrough method for agile AI driven development method. And if you guys check it out on YouTube, on Google, you'll see what the method is all about. But I'll give you a little bit of understanding what it does. So you could use it to develop software solutions, and it's going to work like you have different agents that are working with you. You'll have an analyst, an architect, a scrum master, developer, orchestrator. And what it does, it help you formulate and help you brainstorm as well your idea and
So
help.
the AI, let me break it down. I want to have some fun here. So you're saying the AI will actually help you brainstorm your idea.
So this method that I'm telling you, if you go, you could check it out on YouTube. It's by a gentleman, I forgot his
Okay.
name, but it's very powerful. You could use it not just to develop solutions and softwares. You could also use it to create your startup by putting in place different agents that will help you do. And it's very easy to do if you follow the instructions and things like that. And it
But
helps to
but why?
create
How
what.
is that different than I go to ChatGPT directly and just do it? I'm just curious. Like, how are the agents better? Because I know the answer a little bit because we've done custom GPTs where we upload the entire book, start, scale, exit, repeat, and it goes. It's proprietary data, which is the answer. But I'm just curious from your side what your thought is.
Right. The way it helps you to bring your idea or bring your thought process together. When you put it on the chat, context is really important in AI and how you develop what you want, what you're trying to create. If you give it enough great details of what you're trying to do, it would provide you more better information and more solutions to what you're trying to resolve. So that's what this BMAD method is trying to do. It helps you break things down in pieces into different steps where you yourself, as you navigate what you're trying to create, it helps you to see where there's any weakness in your approach, and it helps you put things in the right place and helps you get things done more properly. Yeah, check it out. I was gonna say it helps you create one of the documents that they call the document PRD. It's a project requirements document, and it helps you to really formulate things in a really proper way. I think you guys will benefit it. Just check it out, and it will definitely help you guys. That's all I wanted to share. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. So I think what you're describing is very structured way of doing it. I always called a PRD a product requirements document. And I always did before that what I call, I didn't, not just me, myself, but an MRD, which is a marketing requirements document. And I feel like AI, especially Nate, could help vet what I call an MRD, a marketing requirements document. I know a lot of other people call it that. I'm not taking credit for it. And I've also heavily used the Scrum method, which I strongly advocate. I took a lot of classes and certifications on that. You have the Scrum Master, but I love the whole concept about you have pigs and chickens, right? There's
Right.
people that are like their ass is on the line. They're the pigs. They're going to get eaten effing alive if they don't perform. And then there's the chickens. That's typically like the bystanders in the whole way to give the team what they need in the runway. And I hadn't thought of it in terms of AI, but that's definitely, I think there's a lot of synergies there because it's a structured methodology.
So literally, I got a call for 2 minutes to come back, and I hear chickens and different things, parts, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
we
right.
won't. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Okay, all right. I like it. Okay, we're talking about how do can you plug in to an equation on ChatGPT, Michelle, that I want to make $1 million. Tell me how to do it.
Oh, you can do anything you want. Yeah, of course you
But I don't think
can.
it's going to work. I'm making the statement it's not going to work, right?
No, you can. You said, can you plug it in? Yes, we can plug it in. Will it be of any value? No, I don't think so because a million other people are asking that question and you're going to get the same
So
answers.
here's
And
the
they're,
thing. Here's the thing. You need a little bit of guidance, right? So the AI is not going to do it 100%. You can plug into AI and say, I want to make $1 million. And by the way, here's my idea. And here's what it is, and start laying it out. And because remember, you can never outsource the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is key to every equation, right? It's the key. It's the engine that drives everything. And without it, you are not going to have a successful business without that entrepreneur coming up with that idea and making something happen. And the AI, what it will do is it will walk you along the path. It'll literally be your AI coach. It'll literally help you out and get to that $1 million goal. But you got to come up with the idea first. You can't walk into an AI and say, "Give me I can do it right now, but give me an idea to make $1 million." What you can say is, "Oh, I'm in this particular industry, and I have this particular idea, and I want to put it together as a business plan, and I need you to help me write that business plan, and it will deliver. It will really deliver." All right, let me talk to you a little bit about the second half of this heading, which is the four sticky note business plan. And as Michelle, we've had a pretty exciting week here, haven't we? And Kyle and Mimi around the book Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat. It is now considered to be the most awarded book in history for entrepreneurship. It's won more awards than any other book in history. And that we can say very definitively because the AI is now saying that. And obviously, we cited every award, 31 awards that we came at, we cited this week. And that's incredible. But what we do in this book is we figure out how do you launch a business plan. And I've made this this has been a thing of mine. I do at the incubator here at NSU, Nova Southeastern University, and I talk about the four sticky note business plan, which is basically four sticky notes. Oh, guess what? Why are they sticky? Yeah, because they stick on the freaking like up the wall or whatever, right? And each sticky note, we talk about four things: story, people, money, and systems. Okay, so let's kick it off with the story. And if you want your business idea, now here's what I'm making a thesis that if you can come up with the four sticky note business plan and you can feed that into AI, then you can create your investor plan. But for now, you can never outsource the entrepreneur. What you need to do is come up with the four sticky note business plan. And the first thing on their story is what is your business? It's like a three words, 3 or 4 words. And then what's your purpose? Why did you do this business? Why did you do it? And then you've got the space you want to own. Oh, this is so cool. The space you want to own on Google, the front page. Oh, guess what? We just updated that. It's no longer the space you want to own on Google. It's also on the front page. It's also the space you want to own on AI. This is a new way of thinking, but we got to think about how AI is going to look at our product or service now. So we want to be, when somebody types in our product or service, let's say it's the Fort Lauderdale Montessori School. My wife and I own a school in Fort Lauderdale, and it's Montessori, and it is the number one school in Fort Lauderdale, and probably Florida, whatever. But it really does have the best greatschool.org ratings. But the reality is, how do we get positioned around that concept? And how do we get positioned in the AI? The next is who is our customer? Let's create that persona. Let's develop an X factor. I'm not going to go in detail right now, but X factor is something unique and different that you have that nobody else has. And a stage gate. Stage gate is a SMART goal. It's a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound goal, which means that when you have a goal, you're gonna you're gonna say 90 days from now I'll have an MVP, or 90 days from now I'll have, or at the particular date at this particular time, we are going to have 100 customers paying $10 a month, whatever it is. And then the second sticky note is the money. How much money do we need to raise to get to that stage gate? And the third sticky note is people. How much? Who are the people we need to get get to that stage gate? And the last sticky note are the KPIs. These are the indicators that you need, or the measurements that you need to get to your successful goal. Sorry for your successful goal. I had a phone call coming in there. Me, Michelle. I don't know what got cut off there, but these four stage gates, these four sticky notes. Sorry, four stage gates. Actually, technically, could have four stage gates, but technically,
No,
four
we
sticky
heard it.
notes. Yeah, four sticky notes. People, money, story, system. If you, by the way, if you haven't already got so, get the book. It has been the most awarded book in history. So whatever you can, whatever you think about the book or not, it really is a definitive guide of how to crack the code of becoming wealthy through a book, which is Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat. And then we came out with the workbook, and the workbook has got the ultimate startup checklist. And it really does. I like the workbook because it really takes you through the whole sticky note exercise. And we do this every incubator at the NSU, and it takes about a half hour for each person. Think about that, a half hour of your work. You think a half hour is a lot of work? You're sitting there, and a half hour to write a 4 sticky note business plan. Does that take a lot of work? Come on, it doesn't, right? But yet, it's like light and day. Like when you do it, your odds of success increase dramatically. Like we're talking about the vast majority of startups, the founders, the entrepreneurs, they're ad hoc. They just go with whichever way they're going, whichever the way they feel. Could
All
you
right, so
imagine just
let,
spending
let,
one
let's
thirty
let's
minutes, Michelle, just 30 minutes to write out a business plan on 4 sticky notes? That's what I'm talking about. All right.
I want to peel it back a level here.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm
I get
curious.
excited when it comes to this topic, like how little work entrepreneurs need to do to become successful, and all they need to do is write out these 4 sticky notes. It's 30 minutes of your time.
All right, so I
That's it.
have an idea. All right, let's take it back a notch. Like,
I
I
know. I'm
hear what
getting
you're
excited.
saying, and you're saying sticky notes, or yeah, okay, whatever. But I want to delve into this a little bit. So I have an idea. Okay,
Okay.
so let's make up an idea. Can we actually use a real example here, Colin?
What
Or maybe we have a gentleman up here, Joe. Maybe Joe, do you have an
do you want? You
idea?
want to create a sticky note? Like I can do that. We can
Yeah,
do that
like
live.
looking for someone to, let's just put it like,
We really should do a masterclass of people who want to create successful businesses, create their 4 sticky note business plan, and we should probably do that and make it free. By the way,
but
make it free for.
we
Yep.
have people here on the stage. So we have
I
Joe here.
understand that. I understand that. But you're putting people on. You're putting people up.
Joe,
Right?
I don't know. Do you want to role play here, Joe?
Sure. Hi, can you all hear me okay?
We
Yeah, we
can
hear you
hear you
perfectly.
Okay,
perfect.
great. But before I say anything else, first of all, Colin, I'm going through Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat, an excellent, amazing book. Congratulations on a
Thank
wonderful
you.
piece of
Thank you for
work.
that.
And you and I have emailed back and forth a few times. I've actually screenshotted some very poignant pages on my LinkedIn
Oh, nice.
profile and shared them.
Well, hopefully you
And
didn't see my LinkedIn 2 days ago, so that was a little bit too much. I was having a few wines that night. I'm
wines or
teasing.
martini?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm teasing.
Wines or lines? He said
Wines
Wine.
or
wines.
lines, yeah,
That's
Yeah,
whatever
right.
you call it.
wines.
Yeah,
He's not
That's right.
into,
no,
yeah,
I
That's
did
right.
delete the swear word the next morning, so don't worry about that.
yeah. All right. He
Well,
was a little excited. Yeah.
you were talking about if you punched in, hey, I want to make $1 million. How do I do it with ChatGPT? And I agree with you. It probably spit out something that is,
Bullshit.
fluffy and not great. But here's what I did. So I'm in the process of launching a new business. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I was a Burger King franchisee and then a franchisee of another
Cool.
brand. And I built my own hotel company and also helped my kids with a fitness company, multiple ventures. But now I'm using Colin's book as a sort of roadmap as I'm now launching a new business. And the business that I'm launching is the best way to describe it is it's going to be the Y Combinator for franchising. It's going to be a franchise
Cool.
accelerator completely dedicated to helping entrepreneurs who want to invest into a franchise as a franchisee, help them through coaching, mentorship, networking, and assisting them with
Oh, I love
financing.
that. I love that.
Yeah. So it's a passion.
It's funny because like franchising is the first step to be an entrepreneur. Like, most people don't know this. If you actually sign up to a franchise, and that's the beginning of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's your learning. Like it's learning on the job.
Right. That's right. And the thing is about that's great about franchising is if you have entrepreneurial passion and spirit. But we got into Burger King because my dad in 1969, who by the way had a Harvard MBA, wanted to buy a business, did not have an idea. But he said, you know what? I can buy a Burger King franchise and they'll give me the playbook and I know I can execute. And he did. And that was the launch of our business. And we've been at it ever since. So it's really fantastic from that standpoint that you get the playbook. So the thing that I've been doing now is I'm building this business plan for this idea. What I've been doing is collaborating
with ChatGPT. And one of the things I had to do is I started out by educating
I like the way you say
ChatGPT.
collaborating with ChatGPT as if it's like a human or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's this other podcast, how I built my that HubSpot does. I made my first million or something like that. It's excellent podcast, and they had the founder, the CEO of ChatGPT on, and not no, the CEO of HubSpot on the show, and he's talking about how he uses ChatGPT, and he was saying the best thing to do with ChatGPT is treat it like an intern that has a PhD in everything, but you have to train it. And so what he does is he uploads various documents that are necessary for pieces of business and projects that he's working on. So it educates ChatGPT, and then he has a discussion. He gets in and types or starts talking to ChatGPT. He asks, "Do you understand how this works? Do you understand what this is?" And talks to it like a really smart person. And he says, eventually, what happens is ChatGPT gets it and starts to be very useful as you're working collaboratively. So that has been my approach. I uploaded my track record, my resume, newspaper articles that were about things that I had done, and so ChatGPT got to know me. He says, "Joe, I know who you are now, and I know what you're all about." And so as I've been working on this business plan, I'm going back and forth with it, and sometimes it comes back and says, "Maybe you ought to think about this." And so, sometimes I go back, "Oh, one time I said, 'God damn it, that sucks. This is so stupid.'" And it came back, "We're sorry, Joe. We don't want to frustrate you." It's amazing. It's amazing the dialogue that you have. But one of the things that I did, and this is more in line with the question about how do I make $1 million, I asked Chat GPT, I said, if I do you think if I wanted, by the way, a little embarrassing moment here though, I learned you could give ChatGPT a name so you could address it. I told ChatGPT, you can call me Joe, and I'm going to call you Jarvis, like Tony Stark. So I call my ChatGPT Jarvis, and I go, "Hey
Oh my
Jarvis,
gosh, that's my Tesla. My daughter called my Tesla Jarvis
All
10
right,
years
all
ago.
yes,
right, let him talk.
exactly. That's the way to do it." So I go to Jarvis and I go, "Jarvis, ChatGPT, if I wanted to build this into, say, a $10 billion company based on the business model that I'm creating here, with $10 billion assets under management, helping literally thousands of employees, excuse me, entrepreneurs build great businesses, similar in line with how Y Combinator has helped entrepreneurs, I'm going to help entrepreneurs. How long do you think that would take?" And Joe, it could probably take as much as 20 years, maybe longer. Or if you were to have this happen and this happen, it could take 10 years. And so it was a very intelligent, interesting dialogue. And I think for me, what it's been is I'm 59 years old. I'm no spring chicken. And so for me to be playing with this tech and really going deep into the weeds with it, it's very exciting stuff, and it's a really useful tool if you realize its limitations and then work around it. Okay, now I'm going to get off my soapbox. How's that, Colin?
No, but that was grass. That was awesome. But we don't want to go for the billions. We just want to get a million, right? So,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
how do you? I know where you're going with on this when you're saying, like, how do I get to a billion? How do I become a unicorn? Fine. Here's my
Yeah.
business idea. How to become a unicorn? We're not talking about that. We're talking about here's my business idea. How do I get to $1 million? How
Right.
do I get to be successful and using the AI for that, Joe? Like, do you see what I'm getting at?
Yes. And you know what? I have an idea for that. And aside from your podcast, one of my other favorite podcasts is the Founders podcast that David Senra devotedly does every week. And he's fantastic. He reads all
Which
these
one?
biographies. It's called The Founders.
Okay, founders. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and so he is a student of entrepreneurs. He just reads biographies about everybody you could possibly imagine: Steve Jobs, Michael Dell,
Yeah.
Henry Ford, Conrad Hilton, and then he breaks it down into some of the key components. And one of the ongoing themes is that the founders who build really wonderful, amazing businesses are what it is. They create something that's really amazing that they love and they build it for themselves. Okay. And they're obsessed with how good it is and how good they want to make it. so that they enjoy it and so that they treasure it. And then they say, let me share this with the world. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's Steve Jobs with Apple Computer or Todd Graves with Raising Cane's Chicken or the
Or Michelle
gentleman.
Van Tilburg with paw.com. Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a wonderful example. Your devotion to your pets and so forth. And so if you focus on that, and then you say, I'm going to build this really great thing. Of course, you start it small, but then other people are like, hey, that's really great, that thing you made. Can I buy it, or can I pay you for it, or can I be involved with it? Yeah, sure you can. And then before you know it, it's wow, look at this huge, great, amazing thing that we've built that so many people enjoy. And now we're serving people and we're helping people. And wow, in the meantime, here's the beneficial side effect: tremendous cash flow and wealth. Okay. So that, I think that's a thought that goes in line with what you're talking about.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go back, Joe, and reemphasize that you can never outsource the entrepreneur. Like that, the entrepreneur is the genius, not the AI. You
Yep.
can not go to AI and say, AI, make me $1 million, but an entrepreneur can say, I want to make $1 million. And once they say that and they choose to want to make $1 million and they come up with the idea, they can use AI to help them get there. They
Yeah.
could use AI to be that accelerant, the gasoline on the fire to get them to become a millionaire. But what we need to first is we need the idea. We need the entrepreneur. We need that entrepreneur, that genius, that thing that you can never outsource, you can never go to AI with. You
Yeah.
need that to come first, and then we can accelerate it with the AI.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Thank you for having me on. It's been fantastic. I love listening to your podcast. Sometimes I hear the replay, and it's great to be participating like this
And
live
Joe, we
today.
love having you on stage, and Kevin and Nate and Eric. We really the what when people come on stage and contribute, because it's not a podcast. It's a live show. It's like a radio program, the old fashioned radio. Like you're
Yep.
69, I'm getting up there, but whatever. But the reality is, it's like the old radio, and what we're trying to do with this show is really trying to figure out how we can help each other and how the community can come together. And Joe, so you're always welcome on stage, and really do appreciate you too, Kevin, coming on stage, and Nate as well. It means a lot to us because we do this. We don't make any money from it. Michelle and I, Mimi and Kyle, we just do this for because we love it. We like Mimi's the editor of Startup Club, and she that website is doing very well, by the way, and taking off. And if you ever want to be, if anyone here in the audience or anyone wants to be a writer for Startup Club, they can now do that. They can be a contributing author. Google gives it the top ranking on every article that comes out is almost on the first page of Google. So we're very excited. We're excited about what's happening in Startup Club. But the clubhouse, it's been a little bit of a rough ride, Joe. We've been beaten up pretty hard by this app,
Hmm.
and we're coming back though. The website's coming back. It's doing well,
Yep.
and but the app, and hopefully it's going to come back as well. Who knows? We always hope, right?
Yep. You get the right attitude towards things, and learning that as I'm reading your book and enjoying it so much. My wife watches me. You get this. I have it in my hand right now, and it is like I'm going to take a. You know what, Colin? I'm going to take a picture of this thing,
All
and I'm
right.
going to email it to you because it's got. I'll send this to you right
Can
now.
you do me one better, my friend?
Sure.
Can you take that picture and post it on Amazon and do a review? Because that makes all the difference. That
I.
really makes a difference for us here.
Yep.
And I spent 10 years writing that book. 10 years. I literally started writing it when I was invited to a guest speaking at MIT to speak on entrepreneurship. And 10 years. And I was so nervous walking into that one, Joe, because I'm like, what the hell? Like, like I'm the expert. Like they're asking me to speak at MIT on entrepreneurship after I lost $100 million when I'm like 28 years old. Like who loses $100 million at 28, 29 years old? That's Colin. Yeah, that's me. That's the Netflix series. We joke around this. We're working on a Netflix series here, getting the book Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat will be a 4 series Netflix series. But Michelle's I can see she's on the phone right now. But I'll joke around about this with her later. But the reality is, nobody knows what the shit you go through when you're an entrepreneur.
I was in the hotel business in 9/11. When 9/11 happened, my portfolio of hotels were doing. September's an amazing month, particularly if you're in New England. You get nice weather, you got fall foliage. We were at 90+%. So then 9/11 happened, and within 36 hours after 9/11 happened, it was tragic. It was horrible.
It's
And so
horrible.
I don't want to talk about my business suffered. The suffering that other people went through. I lost a really good friend.
No, and I had
And
the same
yeah,
issue, which I'll talk about in a minute.
exactly. My hotels went from 90% occupancy down to 30% occupancy in a matter of 36 hours. And because people just were canceling all travel, people were never going to get on a plane ever
Yep,
again. They were never
yep,
going to go
yep.
anywhere. And I went from being having tremendous cash flow positive, to I had to have an emergency conference call with my investors and partners and go, we have a capital call here because we have a situation. And that is the stuff that entrepreneurs like you, like every entrepreneur out there, understands.
No,
Okay.
it's a
You know,
fucking roller coaster. It's horrible.
yes.
It is. It is like you feel it every freaking day.
Yeah.
These interest rates right now are killing my companies right now. I have 20 investments, 20 companies, and
Yeah.
they're just killing it. The interest rates are killing. Look, I'm not going to go on. We're not going to, this is not about the show, about, yeah, poor me, blah, blah, blah. We fight, we survive. I wrote a song about that, by the way. Just, but that being said, like, we are entrepreneurs and we come back and we fight. But we use AI. We use AI to build our wealth, right, Joe? So, like, how do
Yes.
we? Okay, so I'm making the thesis. You can't use AI to build to put in ask a query of make me $1 million, but I can use AI to say, look, I have an idea, and this idea is going to be in Fort Lauderdale, and it's going to be this and this. And by the way, I've used it. I use it all the time. We
Mhm.
came out with a video. I told you I like writing music. Okay, so we came out with a video. It was called Made in America. I think you can probably search for Made in America and Startup Club, whatever. I don't know, on YouTube, whatever. We got 151,000 views on that video. And it was simply when I did the first cut of the video, I went back to the AI and I said, AI, look at my video and tell me if it's gonna hit. And he said no. The AI said no. And it said, you got to cut the first 17 seconds of your video. I'm like, no, I'm not doing. That's like my artistic. No, come on. Anyway, we cut the first 17 seconds, it hit, and it became a very popular video on Made in America products. My point is that we what we need to do is use AI at every turn, but we still have to come up with the original content. We still have to be the genius behind it. Okay, I admit, lawyers, you're fucked. Like, you're totally done. You're done. Okay,
Yeah.
lawyers, you're done. Okay,
Yeah.
get out of law right now as fast as you can. Get out of programming as fast as you can. Get out of entrepreneurship. No, entrepreneurs are not done. Entrepreneurs are on fire, and this is our opportunity. This is when we can take AI and we can make millions. This is the most amazing moment in history
Yep.
for entrepreneurs.
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. All right, I'm back to. We're filming here at the studio too, so yeah. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm done. Hopefully, Mimi can get what's his name, Kelsey, to clip that one. That was good. I look, it really is a moment in history, and you really do need to think about being an entrepreneur and using your entrepreneurial brain and accelerate it. Because right now, you don't need to be a lawyer to be a lawyer. You don't need to be you can be, I call it a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
You are a jack of all trades, master of none. That's what entrepreneurs are really good at. And if you are good at a little bit of everything, you can use the AI to be Tony fucking Stark and just put on that suit, strap it on, and become brilliant and make millions. And
Yep.
it's so, to me, it seems so easy. It just
Yeah.
seems so easy to me.
Yeah.
Like, it just strap on the suit,
Yeah.
wrap yourself in AI. And by the way, I've got 10 AIs now, and I'm paying for all of them. And I'm totally living in the future. And I cannot believe I did a CEO conference, Joe, 2 weeks ago. And so many CEOs did not know when I spoke there that they did not know about deep research, or they did not know about custom GPTs, or they did not know about how to manage it for legal. I cannot believe how little people know on this planet about AI, which is going to revolutionize everything. All right, I'm
Yep.
totally done.
Yep.
Michelle, you got to take over. I'm totally done.
Colin, I'll tell you about something that I'm working on, or something that I'm involved with, and I've been involved with this company now for about 10 years. It's called Talos, and it's a robotics company. They're based in Austin, Texas. They build robots for the hospitality and building maintenance industry. And these are military grade quality robots that are used for cleaning hotels and commercial office buildings. And I was, I think, one of the first investors, maybe investor number one, when they needed seed capital, and they've been at it for 10 years now, and they're all over the place. Caesar's Palace, you name it. It's incredible. So I talked to the founder of the company, who's this brilliant young entrepreneur named Micah Green, and we get to talking about AI. And I said, Micah, what's going on? How is AI helping with the company? And he says, simply put, Joe, it's the brains that goes into the machine. We're just making the machine smarter, better, more intuitive. It's a symbiosis that is naturally taking place. And I think AI is amazing. We are in the top half of the first inning. Okay. And
Oh
there's a
my
lot.
gosh, I can't believe you said that. I was on JLD yesterday at Entrepreneurs on Fire on the podcast,
Yeah.
and I used that term. I said, we're in the first inning.
Yeah.
And it's funny you said that. It's amazing. I love that you're doing that because too many people think, oh, it's too late. ChatGPT came out 3 years ago. Oh, the internet launched in 1993. Oh, guess what? Amazon, Facebook, they all launched 5 years, 10 years later. Doesn't matter. You are at the very beginning. We're at the very beginning of
Yeah.
the most incredible revolution, paradigm shift of our lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's more great stuff to come. People, if you're not excited about this, you need to get excited. And the things we're going to see happening over the course of the next 5 years, 10 years, I can't even imagine what 20 years from now is going to look like. I
I
can't even
don't even
imagine.
imagine what a year from now is going to look like. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. All right, we got King Wise on the stage too. We want to try to get to everyone before we close out the show here. But King Wise, I love the name King Wise. That's pretty cool. Wow, wow, that is awesome. Oh yeah, definitely not right. We're at the very early innings. I know we're totally out of time, but we have a last minute guest here. Let me add you. By the way, I'm following everybody on stage now. They're letting me do that. Oh, that's interesting. Clubhouse is letting me follow people back. They used to block me from doing this. Anyway, I won't get into Clubhouse complaints right now. But Black Jagger, I guess to say, you're on stage, man, and I really appreciate that you coming on stage. You're quite a big Clubhouser, so we appreciate that.
Oh, not a problem. I'm just here to listen. This is a great conversation. I love to be around any and everyone that's having the conversation about AI just because I'm a person who's a firm believer that it's a human augmentation enhancement tool. And I truly believe that it's something that if we can get the right framework of logic to other people to get around it, it'll be a tool that'll help amplify humanity into a really great place as we move
It's
forward.
funny you say that, amplify humanity. Like, I'm with you on that. Is it really going to amplify humanity, or is it going to kill humanity?
I've been using AI and I've been around it for maybe about 10 years. I'm a third generation
You know, my
technologist
daughter, she's
and
been like in
engineer.
it for 10 years too. Yeah.
And the reason why I say amplify is because I think that we're watching humanity, even though they may not be fully aware of it, but subconsciously people are coming into a new type of coherence. And if they can properly train that coherence into better thought patterns than what we've had in the past, and then being able to articulate their thought expression into computers that can compute at a faster pace than we have had in the past, then we can see a lot of things come to fruition, right? Because we have a huge amount of the earth that is abundant, but we need to develop it, or we need to get more humans there, right? But because of the slow rate that information has traveled, and also because of the poor banking infrastructure worldwide, we now have the ability to fix a lot of those things and mitigate a lot of risk, because the Industrial Revolution caused a lot of problems that nobody really addressed, which for one was waste, right? So we have to
Yeah.
address that as we move forward, because when you go to fabricate something, there's going to always be the excess waste, and we didn't think about all those things as we began to build and excavate and extract the earth, what that did to it. So now as we move into, I'd say, more harmonic structures and harmonic designs with the elements and with nature, it's like, how do we fix the things that we've done in the past? And I think that's what AI allows us to do.
I like your optimistic tone to that, Stefan. I know we cut off the. We're breaking the rules for the podcast here, which we're running over time. But I could not let you like come on stage, Stefan. So, Stefan, thank you for coming on stage and jumping in this last minute and just sharing with us. But you really can keep it down to 1 minute. We are over time, and we're gonna get our podcast. This is actually a recorded podcast too, so we actually going to get cut off if we don't cut it off
I'll
soon.
keep
But
it less. Colin, it's great to see you. I'll keep it less than 1 minute. I heard you say something, and I wonder if it's possible that 2025 will be the last year that we can say we got in early. The other point I wanted to
you
make
think this
is
is the last year we got it? Oh my gosh, people have been
sure.
saying that for thousands of years, like
Oh,
hundreds
I
of
didn't know
years.
that. Yeah, okay. The other one I wanted to say is I think I teach it to AI augments the human experience. And only because we have allowed it to, it might end up controlling a bit of the human experience as well. That's all I wanted to throw out there. But
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Now, I like your statement that 2025 is this the last year you can really launch a business, like you can really use your like AI or technology to accelerate your business or get yourself started. And you might be right. There might be something to that, that at a certain point the technology like AI gets so advanced, but the early players they win. And by the way, that is the case on every paradigm shift, on every tech shift that we've ever seen. Okay, so it happened with the internet, it happened with myself. I've done it 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's going to be a Netflix show. Hopefully, we joke around that, but at the office. But the reality is, it probably will be a Netflix show. But the fact is, every time a technology launches, there's an opportunity, and AI has been the greatest significant event of our entire lives and probably in history, and will mint more millionaires, Stefan, more millionaires, King, more millionaires, Black Jagger and Kevin and Joe, than any other shift in history. This is it. Like, this is it. Like, this is the moment in time. If you really wanted to have a moment in time and you wanted to be born, you said thousands of years from now or thousands of years ago, if you want to be born in one moment in time, it is now. And this is it. And you have an opportunity to use AI to help accelerate your business, not create it. You can never outsource the entrepreneur. There's no AI that will ever. Maybe there will be one day that AIs create all the entrepreneurial businesses and just wipe all entrepreneurs out, but at least for the next, let's go for 10 years, at least hopefully, there's a room left for entrepreneurs and there's a position left for entrepreneurs that we can create things, build them and sell them, start them, scale them, exit them, and repeat over and over again. And that's the show you've been listening to. We are just trying to crack the code, trying to crack a small code. And we've been doing it now for 3 years, Michelle and I and Kyle and Mimi. We've been trying to crack the code of what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur and start, scale, exit, repeat. And I think we're on that track. The book this week it was announced that we won more awards. The Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat became the this week, and it feels really weird being Canadian. I'm just like, I hate to talk about this. I hate to brag, but we won more award. We've won more awards, the book, than any other book in history when it comes to entrepreneurship. And that's something that the team here, we interviewed hundreds of people. This book really was a passion of ours. And it Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat, and it didn't happen by accident. And by the way, it happened 100% before AI ever came out. But we talked about AI, and I talked about that. And I said in the book, I had to submit to Forbes, the book, in November of 2022. And I had submitted, and they got really upset. I said, I need one more change. And the last change I made to the book, Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat, was that AI will be the most transformative paradigm shift in our lifetime. And I wrote that in the book. Sorry, phone call there, but I wrote that in the book. All right, thank you very much. You've been all listening to Start, Scale, Exit, Repeat. Come and join us every Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern. We have a lot of fun. You can see that from all the people here today. Thank you very much. We'll see you all next week.